Hello and welcome back to a new episode of Ultimate General Civil War, and today we are going to fight in the Battle of Iuka. We can bring 10 brigades into the battle and our forces have gathered in our 4th Corps under command of Major General William Sherman. In the 1st Division we have a couple units armed with the Springfield M1842, and in our 2nd Division we have Griffin with the Farmer Musket and Darden as well as Seymour with the Reboard Farmer Musket. We're also going to bring our shock cavalry and our skirmishing cavalry, as well as a battery of 6-pounder field guns and 10-pounder ordnances. A quick look in the armory reveals that we still have some farmers and reboard farmers in stock, and plenty of Springfields to replace our losses. And our 2 career points from the last episode were invested into army organization, allowing us to field 4 corps, and into medicine, bringing us up to a 10% unit restore. And down here on the battle map you can see that the rebels are going to field roughly 7,600 soldiers and 28 artillery pieces, while we are going to attack them with over 18,000 men and 36 guns. One rebel division has taken position to hold your advance. You have to attack the rebels and clear the way. The battle can begin and our forces are immediately jumping into action. We're going to have 3 brigades in our center and 3 brigades more that are trying to outflank the enemy over here. We have deployed a thick skirmishing screen to shield our advance, and our artillery is coming in as support. And our cavalry is going to flank the enemy on the other side. This should be a very promising plan. We completely outnumber the enemy, but they have a couple more brigades. And we have spotted some skirmishers. We are going to send Schemers and Hoffman's men down. We see Green's and Herbert's brigades over here. Hunton's and Garfield's skirmishers are still pushing up. We have the 1st Mississippi cavalry in the area. Our infantry is coming up. And over here our first lines of infantry have almost made it to their destination. Let's get Darden's main force forward, and Griffin's skirmishers as well as Darden's skirmishers also have to push up, and we have almost defeated those skirmishers. 10-pounders open up on Martin, he is out there in the open. 6-pounders move up a bit. And these boys need to push forward. We see more skirmishers out there, they are trying to block our advance, but they are not going to be successful. Supplies, push up. And our 10-pounders are now aiming at Martin. Come on, boys. Very good. First shots fired, not many casualties, but the kill count will get larger over time. Let's get Seymour out. He is able to hit Martin's flank, and over here we need to order our skirmishers to engage the enemy cavalry. 6-pounders are now also getting ready. And over here our cavalry has almost made it to the enemy flank. Let's send Darden's men down here. And we now see Martin's numbers dropping. Hoffman also get into the fight. And we have enemy cavalry in our rear. Let's get these skirmishers around to make sure that our rear is protected. And we are going to get Hoffman, Garfield and Hunton forward over here as well. It looks like the enemy does not have defensive positions over here, and this is where we are going to strike. Darden's force is getting flanked, but our cavalry has almost made it inside the enemy lines. 6-pounders are opening up, enemy cavalry is still in our rear. Let's get Hunton forward to push up over on this direction. Garfield is going to push up over here, and Hoffman needs to battle Green. Martin is surprisingly still standing, but he should waver in no time. Yes, there he is wavering. Let's send Seymour forward. And Griffin is ordered to attack Herbert. Darden, you're also going to attack Herbert, and Griffins, you're going to occupy Gates' attention. In the meantime, Hoffman's men can move forward as soon as Martin is out of the way. Hoffman, you're going to open up on those skirmishers. These skirmishers need to hold our rear. Very good. Now you can push up on the flank of green. This should hopefully allow us to push on. Seymour, you're also going to push up on the flank of green. Our cavalry has made it into the enemy rear. Let's get them further behind. Hunter, you're going to move forward. The second cavalry unit that I cannot identify is falling back. Garfield on the double, Hunter on the double. These skirmishers are still holding us back. Let's get some flanking hits from Hoffman in. And down here it is time to send our skirmishing cavalry on the Mississippis. And we are going to send the shock cavalry down to snatch enemy supplies. And it looks like green has already fallen back. We need to be careful, the enemy has a lot of forces in the area under their cavalry. And we also need to double time it to silence enemy guns. Let's order our skirmishers for now to reattach, as it looks like we are pushing relatively unopposed. Our artillery needs to keep up though. We do not want enemy cavalry that might still be behind our lines to destroy our guns. Herbert is still holding us back. Let's get the shock cavalry down to get the enemy supplies. Our skirmishing cavalry is doing a good job, and together with Hunton we should have an easy time defeating those units. Down here skirmishers are falling back. Green has recovered. Let's send Hoffman forward. I want him on the flank of Herbert. Unfortunately, enemy guns are still out of range for our forces. We are getting blocked. We have found enemy supplies. Very good. Shock cavalry now focus on the 1st Mississippi. We might get rear flanked by those skirmishers. And down here the 2nd and the 4th are still blocking our advance. Maybe Hunter and skirmishers are going to be enough to take care of them. These supplies need to move away. Our shock cavalry is getting flanked, but we were able to rout those cavalry units. And I want Seymour to charge. He should be strong enough to drive his men through. Yeah, there is Herbert routing at the first sign of our troops advancing. Now, Darden, you're going to focus at Gales. These supplies can continue to run away. Our shock cavalry is doing an amazing job over here. Hunter, push up. And I am really surprised that Demrat is holding quite well. These supplies have been resurrendered. Let's order our skirmishing cavalry to charge in as well. And Seymour's boys are hunting the enemy. This might result in a few too many casualties, but so far we are doing quite well. Griffin, if possible, you're going to get on the flank of Gales. And our shock cavalry can push up again. We have more cavalry over here. Our servo machine cavalry is in action. And it looks like Martin is willing to counterattack. Seymour has been routed. He is now withdrawing through enemy lines. Why ever he is doing that, this is not looking good. Can we get those 6-pounders on Gates and those 10-pounders on Clark? Come on, Seymour, get out of there. Casualties were relatively slim until now. Let's hope we can get them back. Over here our shock cavalry has been routed. Let's get our skirmishing cavalry down. Hunton is going to take care of the cavalry in our rear. And Seymour is still running, but finally over here Gates broke. Let's get our skirmishers forward. And our skirmishing cavalry has reached our lines. I'm going to send them down on the flank of green. This should allow us to break through. Garfield, you need to shift, open up if possible. Good volley, but not too many casualties have been caused. Let's get Hoffman's skirmishers out to make sure that our artillery line is protected. And these guys also need to look behind us. There is green. Over here, Hunter and skirmishers need to hold. And we need to push onto the enemy guns. Shock cavalry is back on the field. I want them to focus on those cavalrymen. These skirmishers need to push up, and over here Darden needs to open fire. Griffin, double time it. Where is Seymour? Seymour is getting rear flanked officially. I do not know by who. Let's just get him forward so that he can recover. He took 400 casualties. I guess his morale is just completely shot to bits. Hoffman, you're going to push up and you're trying to push through the enemy artillery. Down here our shock cavalry is in contact. Let's get our skirmishing cavalry down as well. And I want Garfield's skirmishers to hit the enemy cavalry in our rear. Garfield's main force, you're going to take out green. And Darden also can push forward. Our shock cavalry got repelled again. They're not really doing so good right now. And we are now officially taking the objective. Let's try to get Griffin around this way. Seymour is coming up. He is exhausted. But his morale is slowly recovering. Hoffman, you're going to take care of green. Skirmishing cavalry cannot interfere as there is Herbert's brigade. But we might be able to send our shock cavalry in for the kill. Very good. Now Clark's artillery is withdrawing. It looks like we were able to deal with one of their batteries already. Skirmishing cavalry, can you get those guys? Hunt and skirmishers wheel around and make sure that green continues to run. Very good. Hunton is also opening up. And we should have no problems hunting down retreating enemy units. Let's get our artillery forward. And the rest of our forces is pushing up. Over here we have Herbert trying to fight, we have Gates trying to fight, and we should have no problem breaking through. And it simply looks like our shock cavalry can't really do a whole lot. We have Martin over here focusing on our cavalry instead of our main forces. And I want Darden skirmishers as well as Griffin skirmishers to get around the enemy flank. General, move up. I have forgotten about you. We have taken roughly 7% casualties. Skirmishing cavalry is shooting into the rear of green. Very good. But are now also in a melee. Let's order them to charge and let's also get our shock cavalry in. Their morale is still very bad, but it will be enough. At least to occupy the attention of the enemy. Let's get Garfield's men forward. And yes, green surrendered. And he has the Springfield M1842, something that we can actually use. Very good. Let's get our cavalry ready. And let's get Hunton forward. Garfield was repelled by 96 skirmishers. We are going to have a word about that, Garfield. Let's get Griffin skirmishers on the flank of Gates and Darden skirmishers. Maybe they can get those supplies back. Only 93 skirmishers are remaining. Let's order a charge by Hunton. I want those skirmishers done. Hunton skirmishers, you're going to occupy the attention of those forces. Green's men can rout off the field. Or better, stay behind our lines. I do not want you to get recaptured by the enemy. Skirmishers are falling back. Can Hunton open up? Gates is over here. Let's get Hoffman forward. Darden, push forward. Griffin, push forward. We have an hour left to finish this fight. Therefore, I hope we can completely annihilate our enemy. Maybe we can get our skirmishing cavalry to hit those units from Mississippi. That way we would be theoretically able to get in their rear lines. Hunt and skirmishers fall back. They just got into melee range because of those retreating skirmishers over there. Skirmishing cavalry, why have you stopped? If you want to fight, then open up with a volley and then continue your movement. Hunt and skirmishers, you need to push forward. And over here our skirmishers are trying to close in on the enemy cavalry. Green's guys can now finally rout from the field. And we're going to get Griffin skirmishers into the rear. Hunt and open up on Gales. Skirmishing cavalry, charge in. You have the absolute numerical superiority. I do not think Darden is going to make it on its own, but with you they should be strong enough. Let's also get our shock cavalry forward. Hunt and skirmishers are about to be repelled. But there is Gates running. Let's get everyone forward. The hunt continues. Seymour, I want him over here. And there is Garfield still running. I do not know why, and we were able to recapture those supplies that we took out at the beginning. Can we get them down here? That would be very opportune. Darden skirmishers, you're going to make sure that we get them out. And skirmishing cavalry, can you get into the rear of gates? We have almost taken out the entirety of the Confederate force, and I'm now going to speed up time until this battle is over. Shock cavalry, take out those skirmishers. I do not want to lose those supplies again. Very good. There are those skirmishers destroyed. We have the supplies back in our alley. There is Herbert about to run. Griffin can push forward. Let's get Darden over here. And all of this is going to be done within short time. Hunt and skirmishers, hold your ground. Darden, double time it. Skirmishing cavalry, take care of those skirmishers. Very nice. Griffin, you're getting over here as well, if somehow possible. And it looks like the enemy might be able to do a breakthrough. Can we get our shock cavalry into the flank of gates? That would be very nice. Our 10-pounders are hitting Herbert. Darden, you're also going to focus on them. The rest of us is going to push forward on Martin. Our shock cavalry is taking a lot of casualties. They are routed again. I'm not too bothered about the casualty list of our shock cavalry. We can easily replace them. Griffin, push down. And Hoffman, you're just going to push through the enemy lines if somehow possible. Skirmishing cavalry, you're going to follow Martin. Shock cavalry, you are going to rush all the way down here. Or not, as the battle is now over. This was a quick one, and casualties were luckily limited. We attacked the enemy with an overwhelming force of 15,000 infantry and 1,500 cavalrymen, and we had support by 36 artillery pieces. And at the end of the day, we only lost 1,100 of our infantry and 464 of our cavalry. On the rebel side, however, they had 5,590 infantrymen, 1,200 cavalrymen and 28 guns. And after this battle, 3,500 men of their infantry and 622 men of their cavalry have become casualties, 18 guns were destroyed and 962 of their soldiers surrendered. We have achieved all of our goals. And the best unit on the battlefield by far was Hunton with 808 kills, followed by Hoffman with 741 and our skirmishing cavalry with 581. Our casualty list is led by Seymour, who suffered 487 losses, followed by our shock cavalry with 346, and then comes Griffin with 188 casualties. Within our officer corps, the Lieutenant Colonels Alfred Bates and Eugene Garfield have been promoted to Colonel. After this fight, we were able to rescue 289 reborn farmers and 84 farmer muskets, and we also captured 106 Schaff's Model 1855 and 621 Palmetto M1842. Lastly, we got our hands on 6 6-pound field guns as well as 165 sawed-offs, as well as some enemy supplies. Also, we got an additional career point and 5 reputation, as well as $75,000 and 3,800 fresh recruits. And our 960 prisoners got exchanged for 1,000 additional recruits. Our force corps is still looking quite well, and the fresh brigades under Hunton, Hoffman and Garfield have now all received their first star. Lastly, Darden's brigade is about to become a 2-star unit, and hopefully we are able to achieve that in the next battle. Next episode we are going to fight the enemy around Perryville, but this has to be it for now. I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and until we meet again, I wish you all a great time.